I call this the October 17th, 2023 meeting of the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners to order. If you would at this time stand for our invocation, remain standing for our pledge. Greg Weiser, who is the minister of the Cyerson Church of Christ, will deliver the invocation, and his grandson, Warren Bazale, will lead us in the pledge. Warren's a first grader at Blanche. He's the son of Shelby and Mitchell Bazale, and the grandson of Greg and Danica Weiser.
Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, we thank you so much that we can call you our Father, come to you through this avenue of prayer, recognize that you are the one true and living God. Father, we thank you for this great place that we live, that we can call home in Lincoln County. Father, we also thank you for the men and women that take their time and their efforts to do things to help this community and this county. We ask that you would bless this meeting tonight, that would do things to be most helpful for each and every citizen of this county. Father, once again, we thank you for this great land that we live in and the many freedoms and opportunities that we have. Father, help us to never take those things for granted and recognize that all good gifts come from above. Father, we thank you most of all for the spiritual blessings we receive in Jesus Christ. It's his name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Thank you, Warren, and thank you, Greg. Madam Clerk, if you will, roll call.
Brandon Coley. Here. David Sanders. Danny Walker. Here. Ben Brown. Bonnie Caldwell. Here. Terry Lynn Rogers. Here. Jack Atchley. Here. Kate Gewen. Here. Mark Mitchell. Here. Randy Bradford. Steve Spray. Here. Mary Ann Tackett. Here. Daniel Eldridge. Here. Jason Nix. Here. Anthony Taylor. Here. Doug Cunningham. Pat Haynes. Here. Tori Young. Here. Ricky Bryant. Here. Glenn Douglas. Here. Steve Guntherberg. Here. Troy Frazran. Present. Jason Hambrick. Here. Jeannie Rolls Walter. Present. I have 21 commissioners present, 3 absent.
All right, thank you. I think we have some Leadership Lincoln members here. Do we have? If y'all will, you know, a lot of times we have members here and we ask them to stand up and say their name back there and no one knows. If y'all will, is there 3 or 4 of you? Or 5? Y'all come on up here. I like embarrassing you. Your commitment to Lincoln County is worthy of your introduction. So if y'all will, if y'all just come on up and then turn around and face the camera and then tell us, Julie, you're not embarrassed. I know you better than that. If y'all will, just introduce yourself as a member of the Leadership Lincoln class this year.
Julie Miller.
Samantha Price.
Thank you. We had no one registered for public comments, so there's no public comments. We will now, we have to go into executive session. If all the commissioners and our IT person will go in the jury room there with an executive session with one of our attorneys, if y'all will go in there. This shouldn't take but about 5 to 10 minutes when we be back in here. We're back in regular session. I would entertain a motion approving the minutes of the September 19th, 2023 meeting of this commission. Okay, Commissioner Gunthenberg makes that. Who's second, Troy? Second that? Any questions? All in favor of approval of the minutes of last month's meeting, please say aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. You should have received 4 monthly committee meeting minutes. I would entertain a motion acknowledging the receipt of those. Commissioner Nix makes a motion for it. Do I have a second?
Mr. Bill,
Yes.
on the planning and, planning commission meetings,
Mm-hmm.
minutes, I was at this meeting. There, it says no one, there was 3 people that spoke under public comment,
Okay.
and there, in mine, there's not an attached other attendees, and myself and 2 other commissioners were there. I'd like to see that corrected.
Okay, we're talking about the October 5th Planning Commission.
Yes, sir, that was an important meeting, and I think it's important that we have as much info in these minutes as possible,
Okay.
especially the commissioners that were there.
Okay, who's the recording secretary on that?
And it is in the official minutes.
Pardon?
The names are in the official minutes of the attendees. It's on, and that's where they've been for years. They're just not on this. They're in the official minutes in the
Okay.
office.
Okay.
Can we have them though? I think it's important that everybody sees who spoke and who was there. Yeah, I think that's important.
Okay, why don't we do this? Let's pull out that one, which is the 4th one in the line there. We'll bring it back in your packet for next month. So I would entertain a motion for approving the library, the E911, and the Park and Rec minutes that you should have received. And we'll pull out the Planning Commission and give that full report in next month. Is that satisfactory?
Yes, sir, I think every month we should have the full report on
Okay.
all.
Okay.
I think they spoke in the public hearing portion. I don't think they spoke in the planning commission minutes, in the planning commission meeting. I don't recall.
So we don't have copies of the public hearing either?
The public hearing is not in the planning commission meeting minutes.
Okay.
Correction on that.
Okay. Okay. With that knowledge, are you willing to move forward to this, or you still want to hold it out till
And
next?
I think it's important that we have these, we make these decisions based on these minutes.
Okay, it's up to this commission.
I would say that, the subdivision regulations is something that's been brought up multiple times on the floor, and for us to really know what we're voting on moving forward, I would like to see more information included in that, because if you don't go to the meeting, and it's not recorded, and you're relying on this information to make an educated vote, I do think it's important to have a little bit more information to go on. So I concur.
Okay, you're setting a precedence for a lot of others, a discussion that occurs, in a lot of other committee meetings, but let's hold it out then until next month, and maybe we'll, okay. Would entertain a motion on the first 3 of those that you did acknowledge receipt of those. Okay, Commissioner Gunthenberg makes a motion, Commissioner Nick seconds. Any other questions? All in favor of acknowledging receipt of the first 3, please say aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. At this time, I'll turn the program over to our county attorney, Ed Sims, for a consideration of respect to former Commissioner Grady Marshall Revis.
Whereas on August 25, 2023, the many friends and associates of Grady Marshall Revis were saddened to learn of his death at the age of 83. Whereas Grady Marshall Revis was born on April 25, 1940, the son of the late Grady Wilson Revis and Evelyn Solomon Coble Revis. Whereas Mr. Revis was a graduate of Petersburg High School. Whereas Mr. Revis owned and operated the Fayetteville Rock Company and Revis Construction Company and built many bridges throughout southern the Middle Tennessee area. Whereas Mr. Revis was a member of the Howell Church of Christ, served as president, chairman of the Petersburg Senior Citizens, and was a member of the Fayetteville Elks Lodge for 39 years. And whereas Mr. Revis served with distinction as a Lincoln County Commissioner for 16 years and served on many of its committees. And whereas Mr. Revis was survived by his wife of 53 years, Mabel Lorraine Farler Revis, his children Vicky Hargrove, Michael Dude Revis, and Stephen Revis, numerous grandchildren, great-grandchildren, siblings, nieces, nephews, extended family members, and friends. Now therefore be it resolved that the members of the Lincoln County Legislative Body do hereby wish and desire to express to the family of Mr. Revis our sincere condolences and sympathy, and to express to them, as well as his many friends and associates, our sincere appreciation for the many years of devoted and distinguished service rendered to Lincoln County and this community by Mr. Revis. Be it further resolved that this resolution of respect and esteem be spread upon the minutes of the Lincoln County Legislative Body, and that a copy thereof be forwarded to his wife, Lorraine Revis, and his children, Vicky Hargrove, Michael Dude Revis, and Stephen Revis. This is 17th day of October, 2023.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Okay, Commissioner Mitchell makes a motion. Commissioner Young seconds that. Any questions or comments? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Ed, if you would, present those to the family. Thank you for y'all's commitment to his life and for his service that served Lincoln County. We sure appreciate it. Thank you. Our next item, Jennifer Tourville is here with us from CTASC, and she's going to tell us some about the opioid settlement update. Jennifer?
Hi guys, so I'm Jennifer, University of Tennessee Institute for Public Service. We are a sister agency to CTASC, the SMART Initiative. So we were created to
Wait just a second. Our microphone.
Oh, I need to be up here. Okay, you can take it easy. I'll just stay right here. So we were created to help cities and counties develop plans for spending their opioid settlement funds. I don't know what you know about it as a group. Mayor asked if we would just come and give you an overview, since you're going to oversee the spending of these funds and approve the budget. Quick disclaimer, we are not part of the Opioid Abatement Council for the state of Tennessee. And anything that you're going to see in here could likely change over time. So this is new to Tennessee, a lot of states. And depending on what happens with these settling companies, it can affect what you're going to see. So make sure as you're making decisions, you have up-to-date information. Like if a company goes bankrupt, it's going to affect the money that comes down to at the county level. So just make sure you're kind of staying up to date. We're happy to help you do that. Okay, so this is how the money is broken up in Tennessee. The state of Tennessee, as of right now, is going to have about $1 billion coming in over the next 18 years. It is broken down into different buckets. So the 3 buckets, 15% right off the top of everything that comes in is going to the state general fund. Another 15 is going to what's known as the subdivision fund. Those are counties and cities that signed on to the original settlement agreements, your county being one. So you do get a portion of that 15% of the money. The other part of the money, the bulk of it, 70%, is going into the abatement fund at the state level. And that is broken down farther into this pie on the right. So 65% of it will be given out through the State Opioid Abatement Council as community grants. The other 35% comes down to the county level as well. So a portion of that and a portion of the subdivision will come through Lincoln County, and that will be approved through your commission. Okay, so the subdivision funds, these two pots of money have different rules and reporting requirements. They can be spent a little bit differently. And it's a little bit confusing, but the subdivision funds, they can be used, again, that's 15% of the overall money. It can be used to reimburse yourself for past remediation. So opioid remediation, it's in the settlement agreements, it's known as Exhibit E. We're gonna look at the core strategies in a minute. So if your county, over the last 30 years, has spent any money on those remediation purposes, you can reimburse yourself and use those funds for other purposes, okay? You can also use it for reasonable administrative fees for operating. I heard you maybe put a committee together. If there's fees related to operating that committee, reasonably, those fees can come out of that money as well. And then it can also be used for future remediation. So if you wanted to take this bucket of money, combine it with the other bucket of money, use it for future remediation to further abate the problem, you can do that as well. So a little less restricted on this portion of the money. So far about $92 million, we're calling that the first wave, has come into the state. And I'll show you what it looks like, what your county has gotten. So the other portion of the money, sorry, one more thing. This money comes to you, Finance Director, directly from the National Opioid Settlement Coordinator, Organizer, Brown Greer. So that will come directly from the national level down to your county. The other portion, the Abatement Council funds, are gonna come through the State Abatement Council, come to you through Edison. So that goes through the state, and then you have to report back to the state. The Abatement Council was established in 2021. It established the trust and then the council to oversee it. There's 15 members on the council. TCSA has 2 people on that council to represent counties. So you guys do have representation, someone from Washington County, Carter County, and then Judge Sexton from Upper Middle Tennessee. So you are represented on there. Okay, so these funds are more what we're calling restricted. You have to report back to the OAC, the Opioid Abatement Council, how you allocated these funds and what they were spent on, which remediation strategies. They can only be used for future abatement. They cannot be used to reimburse yourself for previous abatement. Okay, so only to future uses. They have to be allocated within 2 years of being received and then spent another 2 years after they're allocated. So you have a total of 4 years between when you get them to when they need to be spent on remediation purposes. Okay, second wave settlements, that was the first wave. That's the money you've already received. That has already started coming into the counties. You should have received 4 subdivision payments already and then 1 opioid abatement payment. These second wave settlements will start coming into the county the first quarter of the 2024 calendar year. So next spring, you should start receiving your second wave settlements. They are going to try and roll them in, so you just get 1 subdivision payment and then 1 opioid abatement council payment, and it won't be the 4 payments you've already received. They're trying to condense them. So they did pass legislation to kind of combine everything. This is 2023. Okay, so these are the payments you should have received already. So you should have a total of $85,798.31. I think you did allocate a portion of that to drug court, juvenile drug court. Definitely an approved use. So you're probably down to about 50,000 there. And again, you'll receive your next payment for that first quarter calendar year 2024. And then this is your opioid abatement payment that you should have already received as well, $149,529.49. That is the one that will be used for future remediation only. Up at the top, you have your allocation percentages. I just want to point out that every 4 years, the county payment allocation will be recalculated using these data points through the Tennessee Department of Health and then your population. So when I show you the projections of the payments, that's why it's limited. That allocation percentage will change, which means your payment amounts will change, so it's very hard to kind of estimate over time. But that is what they're using: fatal, non-fatal overdoses, prescription rates, to calculate your percentage of the funds that you'll get. This is your payments, so they change over time. This is calendar year, not fiscal year, Finance Director. So if you see, you kind of started out a little heavy this year, and then 2024, and then it kind of tapers down at the end. You're at about 18,000. Your opioid abatement council payments look like this. Again, it only goes out 4 years because then your allocation percentage will change. The little blue caps is Food City. They just settled, so those payments are not quite finalized, but it looks like you'll be getting an extra payment there starting in 2025. Okay, these are your approved remediation uses. There is a very comprehensive document that's become known as Exhibit E. That was in the original settlement agreements. It is 16 pages. It has 147 programs and that fit underneath each of these core strategies that the funds can be used for. So you do have a list as a guide. If it's not on the list, it's not an approved use. Whether it's for reimbursement, for a previous cost, or for future remediation, it has to be on that list. And we can get that for you if you want, of course. Just for moving forward, I know you're putting a committee together. We have hired consultants for each part of the state. Trevor will be your Middle Tennessee consultant. So if you guys have questions moving forward about what's an allowable use, what account do we put this money in, you know, as your allocation percentage changes, do we need to recalculate our payments so we know what they are moving forward, any of that stuff. We're happy to come talk to your committee or, you know, work with finance on some of those things. So that's very broad overview. So I don't know, questions, if anybody wants to talk about anything. But
I think they all have received that 16-page
Okay.
document.
Great.
Yeah, that they've
Great.
got that. But any questions? Jennifer, we appreciate it.
That was
Thank you very
easy.
much.
You are welcome.
And we've got several going to the meeting in Chattanooga. Do you have are y'all doing a presentation in the regular program?
I'm not doing a presentation.
Okay.
No, we did at the
The one, the spring one, yes.
And in the spring,
Yeah.
yes. But we
Okay.
will be there.
Okay. And Trevor, y'all want to introduce yourselves? Because apparently we're going to be working with you a lot as the days go on.
I'm Trevor. Yes, I'm pretty new to the team, so I'm learning from the master of all this at the moment. But yes, I will be available to assist you in whatever way I can, and if I don't know the answers, I will go find the answers.
And Cheney is, you on?
I'm Katie, I'm our program associate, so I'll help with some of the payments, projecting those once allocation changes.
Thank y'all very much. Okay, next item, consideration for approval to reappoint Steve Gunthenberg, Bonnie Caldwell, Troy Frazran, Jason Hambrick, Brandon Coley, Tommy Holcomb, who is a at-large member, to the Adult Oriented Establishment Control Board. These terms would expire November of 2027. What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Rolls made a motion. Do I have a second? Second, Commissioner Spray. Any questions, comments? All in favor of approving those, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. The next one, consideration for approval to reappoint Tori Young, David Sanders, Ben Brown to the Audit Committee, and those terms would expire November of 2027. What's the will of the commission on this item? Okay, Commissioner Bryant makes a motion, Commissioner Frazran seconds. Any questions on those? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. The next item relates to our Budget Committee. At this time, I'm going to allow the districts 1 through 8 to caucus. If y'all will, as either how many members are here, 2, 3, or 1 from each district. If y'all would get together and recommend who in your district will be your budget committee member at this time. So if y'all would just scatter out, whether it's in the hall, the room there, or wherever, and it shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. Pardon? Okay, I think everybody's back. District 1, do you have a consensus on who to serve on the Budget Committee? This term would go to November of 2025. Okay, Commissioner Sanders. District 2,
I'm gonna stay.
okay, Commissioner Caldwell. District 3, okay, Commissioner Ewan. District 4.
We're gonna have a vote.
Okay, you both want to be nominated and the commission to make the decision, so there was no consensus, okay? So we will have Commissioner Spray, Commissioner Tackett. Okay, District 5. Commissioner Taylor. District 6. Commissioner Cunningham. District 7.
I got one more time.
Okay, Commissioner Bryant. District 8.
Well, after pitching quarters against the wall, Mr. Hammond lost, we'll say 1 1/4 pitch, so he's there.
Whatever that meant, I assume it Mr. Hambrick.
He drew the short straw.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's, at this time, we have a consensus except for District 4. Would entertain a motion for 1, 2, and 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8, as it was unanimously decided among those districts that they be approved to represent their district on the Budget Committee until November of 2025. Do I have a motion to that effect? Commissioner Jack, do I have a second? Commissioner Nix? Any questions? All in favor of that, please say aye. Any opposed, no. Those are unanimously approved. Now, at this time, we will have a roll call with Commissioner Spray and Commissioner Tackett to represent District 4.
Would you not have to put Randy on there too? He had resigned.
That's fine.
I don't know, I just thought, let's do it right.
Okay, well,
Is that not right?
it's whatever y'all, the two of y'all decide. If y'all say put him on there, we will put him on there.
I don't know, I just didn't know, I just didn't want to do the wrong thing.
Okay,
So y'all tell me, I don't know.
okay. Let's put also Commissioner Bradford. So when the roll call, you either answer Bradford, Spray, or Tackett. Everybody understand? If one of them does not receive 13 votes, we drop the low one and vote again. Does everybody understand? Okay. Bradford, Spray, or Tackett. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Coley,
Spray.
Commissioner Sanders, Commissioner Walker, Commissioner Caldwell,
Spray.
Commissioner Rogers, Commissioner Atchley, Commissioner Guin, Mitchell, Commissioner Spray, Commissioner Tackett, Commissioner Eldridge,
Spray.
Commissioner Nix,
Spray.
Commissioner Taylor, Commissioner Haynes, Commissioner Young,
Spray.
Commissioner Bryant,
Spray.
Commissioner Guntherberg, Commissioner Frazran, Commissioner Hambrick, Commissioner Rolls-Walter.
Spray. Would y'all like me to leave now, resign?
Don't feel bad, Mary Ann. When I was first elected to commission, I didn't get voted on any committees. So, just put it in perspective. It's not the end.
I mean, that ain't bad, that's low.
Okay.
Okay, I have 18 for Commissioner Spray, 2 for Commissioner Tackett, 0 for Commissioner Bradford. We now have 4 absent as Commissioner
Okay.
Douglas.
Here's the budget committee by districts that will serve for the next 2 years. District 1, Commissioner Sanders. District 2, Commissioner Caldwell. Commissioner 3, Commissioner Guin. District 4, Commissioner Spray. District 5, Commissioner Taylor. District 6, Commissioner Cunningham. District 7, Commissioner Bryant. And District 8, Commissioner Hambrick. Okay, we've got that behind us. Our next item is consideration for approval to appoint Mike Bevels to the Planning Commission. Colin Wakefield resigned, and his term would have expired May of 2026. What's the will of the commission? Yes, sir?
nominated, or no, could someone else be nominated?
Someone else could be it's my privilege to suggest, it's y'all's privilege to confirm. There's, you know, so it's kind of like one of these, the mayor does get to appoint, but y'all do get to confirm. So if my suggestion was not approved, if they didn't get 13 votes, we would have to go back, and I would consider input from the commission, but that's my suggestion, who that we approve to fill that vacancy.
I can't bring a nomination forward or not?
Not unless we don't get 13, and then it would have to come up next month. Everybody understand?
Mayor Newman?
Yes.
I just want to point out, I had commented on the previous time that we voted on someone to be appointed to planning and zoning.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have someone again. I want to say it again. I feel like underneath budget, it's just my personal opinion, I think planning and zoning is the next most important committee. They're researching subdivision regs, this comprehensive plan. It's vital that they have a strong board of people that are involved and committed. I know that their board, just like some of the committees that commissioners serve on, they're having a difficult time sometimes with people being in attendance. I think that makes it hard on the committee and some of the members that really take it serious and want to do a good job, because it ends up being more homework, so to speak, for them. I did reach out to 2 people that are on that committee just to inquire if they were consulted as to who the nominee was going to be, and they were not. I just wish moving forward that some of these committees, they could at least bring forth some names of people that they feel like would help make their committee stronger. It would, I feel like, be very beneficial.
Well, I will sure welcome any. This is my suggestion because he was highly suggested by 2 people. I do know him, known him for a long time. And, you know, mine is, you know, whether it's appointing a committee member or hiring somebody, my first one is character, that they're willing to learn, so that they have competency, and then that they're committed. And what has lacked, I don't think competency or character has lacked in any appointment we've had. We've had some that lack commitment. So I think Mike Bevels will be committed to the job. Okay. I would accept a motion that he be approved. Commissioner Haynes makes, and Commissioner Ewan seconds that. Any questions? I said any discussion or questions.
I know this is short notice, but I've been reached out to twice on somebody wants to get on the planning and zoning committee. He's a general contractor here in the Lincoln County area and surrounding counties. Been a general contractor since 1998, started construction in 1992. He's lived in the county all his life. He's married with 6 children, 4 grandchildren. Lived in the Malina community since 2007. Has commitment to the county, to the area. But Kevin Hargrave would like to be on this committee at some point. If y'all would consider that here next time if this one fails. Spoke with him several times on it. He's really interested in the growth of the county and what he can do to help the county, and his commitment is here in the county. So if anybody could entertain that option, I'd appreciate it.
If you'll just call the office, we have a list of people that have requested to be on committees. And I tell you what, it's pretty slim. There's not a lot of people that call that want to serve, truthfully.
Well, that's why this one here, as Jenny was saying, this one here's been a revolving door of a lot of things. I mean, I think 3 or 4 people have been on and off this one here recently.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we need to, like she said about commitment, we need to find somebody that can stay under the long road and help with things, that knows the business and knows what needs to be done and what has been done.
True. We've had some as committed that I took off too, because they weren't properly serving too. So I do exert my discretion in a lot of decisions on that, but I appreciate your input too. We do have a motion before the commission for approval of Mike Bevels to go on the planning commission. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no?
No.
Okay, we have 1 no. Commissioner Fresrian. Commissioner Rolls. Any other no votes? Rolls Walter and Frazran no. Okay. The next part of it is a continuation, basically consideration, because Colin was also on the Zoning Appeals Board. Would like to consideration for approval for Mike Bevels to also serve on the Zoning Appeals Board. That term would go through January of 2028. What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Rogers makes a motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner Haynes makes a second. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Any opposed, no?
No.
Okay. Commissioner Frazran, no. Any other no? Commissioner Rose Walters, a no vote. Any other no votes? Okay. Motion passes. Our next item, Tracy Perkins, Lincoln County Planner.
Thank you, Mayor. Our only item this evening is file number 2023 R7. This is a request to rezone. We're asking for a call for public hearing at the next county commission meeting on November 21st at 5:30. The applicant is requesting a zoning change from A1 agricultural to A2 suburban residential for a 1.5 acre portion of a 9.06 acre tract. Tract is located at 106 McAllister Road, tax map 139, parcel 012.01. The purpose of the rezoning is to create a minor subdivision that creates 2 3/4 acre lots for family use. The remaining 7.56 acres will remain A1. All adjacent properties are located in Lincoln County, with the properties to the west zoned A2 and properties to the north, south, and east are zoned A1. The request is in line with current zoning and usage of the properties nearby. Property is not located in a flood hazard area, and at the October 5th Planning Commission meeting, they gave a favorable recommendation for the call to public hearing and rezone.
Okay. What's the will of the commission on this item?
So moved.
Commissioner Spray makes a motion for the public hearing to be held as noted. Do I have a second? Commissioner Young seconds that. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Thank you, Tracy. Next, Ms. Amy Bird, Main Street report.
I'll try to make it more interesting, Bill. He already had to listen to my song and dance today.
It was really good, though, the first time.
Oh gosh, I'm a little bit more tired now, so y'all kept me here for an hour. So we have been very busy as always. We have several events that are coming up. We have an event every single week in the month of October. So Saturday we're having our Spirits with the Spirits, and this year it's a 3-part day. In the morning we're partnering with the Rose Hill Cemetery Stroll from 10 to 1, and that's completely free. There will be live actors there to tell the story of some of the most notable people who were buried there and who had a great impact on Lincoln County. So that is totally free, but they are accepting donations that will go towards cemetery restoration. Then we're all going to watch the Alabama-Tennessee game. I know Jason is. And then we're going to join back on the square from 7 to 9 at our office, the main space office, to kick off Spirits with the Spirits. We have 4 different stops. We're in the KP building, so obviously we're going to learn about the history and the ghost that's in my office that slams doors. And then we have stops at Ivy Wreath, the Skin Refinery, Kudzu, Susie's, and an outdoor stop at Whiskey Rose and Stabby Alley. Those tickets are $25, and it includes a beautiful charcuterie that the board prepares. We prepared ourselves, or not we. I'm not a board member. I'm just the director, but the board prepares, and we're really excited about that this year to move it to a Saturday night so that people with young kids can participate and not worry about getting them to bed whenever they get home. After that, from 9 to 10, there's going to be a flashlight tour at Rose Hill Cemetery, so that's new this year. And that one is $10 per person, and the proceeds from that are also going to go to cemetery restoration. So we want to keep doing some of the same events and some of the same things every year, but we want to elevate it just a little bit every year. So that's why we have added the cemetery stroll and the flashlight tour this year. As part of our membership, we're still hosting our Love Thy Neighbor mixers, which have been very successful. Our next one that we have coming up is October 26th at Kudzu's. And we have all of those events on our website, and I would love it if y'all would attend. It's open to any business owner or Main Street member or anybody who just wants to shop, who has to work during the day and can't make it to some of these businesses that close at 4 or 5 o'clock. We have started our Meet Me in Fayetteville video series. I hope that y'all have seen some of those on Facebook. We first highlighted Sarah Bradford with Heart of Sarah to encourage some more art and murals in the community. And then we highlighted Elk River Trading Company. Rob is wonderful. I loved him. That was the first time I'd met him or been in there. And I have to say that every time I go to video or to film at one of these locations, I learn something new about the business, even though I may think I know everything, I don't. So we have, some great some great businesses to feature coming up that a lot of people may not know what all services that they offer. And thankfully, Joseph Faulkner is he's our vice president now, and he is a whiz at video editing, and he's teaching me a little bit. So if it's a really good video, it's Joseph. If it's mediocre, it's mine. We have welcomed 6 new businesses or reopenings of businesses or new ownership of businesses recently with Confetti Pops. One of those new businesses is the Main Space office. We are very excited that we have completed our co-workspace, and I'd love for y'all to come check it out. We received a grant, a $25,000 grant from TVA to install a co-workspace in our community as part of their community innovation drive. So we have 5 micro offices that are available to be a member of for $250 a month, and that includes a free access to a copy center. We have a small conference room, a conference table that will hold 20 people, and then all of those tables roll and fold so you can arrange them into any format you want for a training session for a corporate event or maybe even a baby shower. So we also, in every element of that space, we want to make sure that we're trying to do something that adds value to the economy. So we now have a micro retail cube, and there are 12 cubes in the cube that are 12 by 12. And I'm happy to report that yesterday we filled our last cube. And each one of those cubes highlights a business in Lincoln County that, it's a very small business. Maybe they can't open their own brick and mortar, but they have the opportunity to get their products in the public eye. So tomorrow, y'all watch our Facebook. We'll have What's in the Cube Wednesday and highlight some of those products. So we have everything from jewelry to cookies to fudge and even some homemade soaps and shampoo bars that are really neat. We had our first Youth Leaders Council meeting in September, and I'm leaning on them very hard this year. Some of our youth leaders have already accumulated more points within the past month than the entire year last year. And I thought I had a great board last year. I did. I had a wonderful board last year. But I'm really trying to use the students to learn more about what they want to see downtown and how we can engage them as the younger generation so that they're, planning these events in the future and I don't have to do it for the rest of my life. We're going to have, in another effort to engage our youth, we're going to have a high school happy hour at Java Road from 3 to 5. And that's not just for our Youth Leaders Council. That'll be for any student in the county, city, or Riverside that wants to just come out and have an iced coffee, do homework, play board games, whatever. Just another way to get them engaged downtown. We'll be focusing on city government this month with their meeting actually this Thursday. So Donna Hartman is arranging that. And then next month, we're going to try to get somebody down from the South Central Development District to talk about historic preservation. That's next on my agenda, is to start working on historic preservation downtown. and trying to make us a historic district. And that does not mean they're going to control the color of the building. It just means if you want to use federal funds to paint your building, you have to use a historical color or historical windows or stuff like that. We just finished First Saturdays, thank goodness. We had beautiful weather at every single one. We had 7 this year, and it's always bittersweet to finish the First Saturday season because we do become friends with all these vendors, and it brings a lot of commerce downtown. We've had several merchants who have told us that they had host Saturdays, so to have multiple Saturdays like that and income a year really makes an impact on their overall revenues for the year. We did have a movie night at the trailer park. Thank you to Commissioner Walter for allowing us to host our movie night there. We had s'mores for free, actually. We were going to sell them, and then I was like, oh, look at these kids having a good time, so I just gave them away for free. So that was a great event. We were very excited that we were able to host there and also in downtown within our Main Street district. Back to our main space update. There are a few other things that we'd like to do in the space, so I'll be looking at some more grants, but if anybody wants to throw any more money at me, that would be wonderful. We applied for the Downtown Improvements Grant, and we were supposed to find out September 26th, and instead we got an email saying the state was a little behind on processing the application, so we'll continue to wait. Hopefully that will be a $300,000 investment downtown. It's a 75-25 match on that grant, so our merchants will only have to come up with 25% of their total project costs. $200,000 of that total money will go into our local businesses on the square, and then the other $100,000 will go into a public improvement project. Did I talk about this the last time? I can't remember. So we're going to install a parklet on Elk Avenue in the Love Garden with AstroTurf and porcelain pavers, porcelain tables and benches, and it'll just be another great spot for the community to gather, not only during events but also during the week if they want to grab lunch or coffee or something. So I hope that y'all have ordered your Lincoln County Courthouse ornament. It's finished in 24 karat gold. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm very impressed with the design. They're $25 each, and the proceeds do go back into Main Street. We'll release an ornament every single year, and it'll be a Lincoln County landmark, whether it's Cahoots, Gerald's, or the fair, perhaps next year. We'll probably narrow it down to 3 choices and let the community vote, because we want it to truly be a collection where people want to get the ornament every year. We have Christmas dinner on Main coming up November 4th, and we're sold out of those tickets in less than a week. That's going to highlight the history of the KP building and also the businesses that occupy those spaces. There are over 7 businesses that operate in that building, so I'm not sure if y'all are aware of that, but there's a lot of history there, so we'll have a different course in each one of those offices. Our grand ball this year, we have changed to New Year's Eve. Normally it's in January, but without a pun intended, we booked Midnight Jane, so we're pretty excited about that. Stephanie Edie Britt is going to be doing our food, and she's a fabulous, fabulous cook. So we're still trying to decide on what theme we're going to do this year, but we're excited to have something downtown for New Year's Eve so that people aren't having to go to Nashville or Huntsville. We are starting to work on Slawburger Festival. It is 6 months away. It's April 20th, and we've already updated our website with a new color scheme. We're going to go with a retro theme this year. So we're really excited to elevate that experience even more. So more coming that way. Some more events that we have coming up. We're partnering with Junior's House for a Petals and Prosecco event at our office. And so there is going to be a bouquet bar where you can arrange your own flowers. And so the proceeds, we'll split the proceeds between Main Street and Junior's House for that. And one of my goals was to engage with more civic groups. So I think that, you know, we're trying to work with more and more nonprofits in the community to help their mission that also, you know, supports ours. Let's see. We are having a glow parade. Did Doug Lee know? There he is. The volunteer firefighters are having a trunk or treat on the square on the 28th, and we wanted to be a part of that because we thought it was wonderful. So I ordered 800 glow sticks to give away for free to kids at the bandstand at 7 that night. And I don't know if y'all have ever seen it, where they kind of glue them on their, or tape them on their bodies to look like stick people, and then they have a dance party. It's pretty cute. So, what else do we have coming up? I'm sorry, y'all. We're having a local boot camp in November, and that's going to help some of our members connect their websites with our website so that when they post a community event or something like that, it automatically feeds over into our website. Or if they have a job posting, it'll be on our website. We recently launched the Fayetteville Mom, Ashley Crabtree. That's another effort to target a younger demographic in our county and to engage some younger moms. We're very excited. We just hosted a bingo night, a Mom's Night Out bingo night, and then in January, we're going to do a cookie class. We'll also have a social media workshop in January, chocolate walks coming up, and then something to look forward to is a fashion brunch. And maybe we'll ask a couple of y'all to model some Fayetteville fashion. But I think that is it for me. I'm sure I forgot something.
Good job.
Thank you.
Any questions? Go ahead and breathe.
Okay, all right. I'm going to go feed my kids. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Our next, Miss Carolyn Denton, our chamber report.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to be here tonight on behalf of the Chamber. As we begin our new year at the Chamber and had our membership banquet last night, I wanted to update you on our board and the results of the banquet awards as well. We thank everyone that was able to attend. And those that were rotating off of our board are Bonnie Bailey from Bagley & Bagley Insurance, Sarah Brown from South Central Human Resource Agency, Kayla Hampton from BMA Properties, Tommy Van from First United Methodist Church, and Josh Richardson was our past president from First National Bank. Replacing those board members and are newly elected and nominated and elected by our membership were Jessica Buckley from Buckley Farm, Britt Dye from Fayetteville Public Utilities, Drianne Newton with Holt Enterprises, Sonny Nix from First National Bank, and Chris Ross with Higgins Funeral Home. And then our officers for this year will be Erica Smith with Redstone Federal Credit Union as president, Shannon Neal as president-elect from Regions Bank, Mary Beth Seals with H.H. Lincoln Health as secretary, Jason Hambrick as our treasurer with Wilcox Recognition, and Aaron Mills will be our past president with Edward Jones. As far as the awards from last night, and we were really excited about the individual member of the year, Sheriff Joyce McConnell. We appreciate you being there and the nice things that you had to say, and very well deserved, so we were excited for you. A nonprofit organization of the year is the Fabulous 50s Foundation, and business of the year is Buckley Farms LLC. Also, if you would like to nominate an adult or a youth for the Governor's Volunteer Stars Awards, we are accepting those nominations right now until November the 7th. We have the forms at the office, or we can send that to you. But if you know of an outstanding citizen that you'd like to nominate, please do that. Also, a reminder, Host a Christmas Past is just around the corner. It's November the 10th and 11th. On Friday night at 5, we'll begin with the opening ceremony and Lincoln Leadership's tree lighting. That will be on the west side of the courthouse lawn. And then that night will be mainly for businesses and restaurants. And then Saturday will be the full day of activities for kids and adults. And yes, the reindeer are coming back again, so we're excited about that. The brochure should be out soon. And also they will be on our website, hostachristmaspass.com. And also I wanted to mention that Lincoln County is 33 mentors short for Tennessee Promise. So if that's something that you've been thinking about, now's the time to do it. Friday's the deadline, and if you have any questions about that or need further information or a contact that you can find out more, we'll be glad to provide you that information. But Friday is the deadline, so 33 people, we need you. So, that's my report.
Any questions, Ms. Carolyn? Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you.
We were ready for the Budget Committee report. Commissioner Bryant?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Budget Committee of the County Legislative Body of Lincoln County, Tennessee met pursuant to due notice in the library of Lincoln Central Academy on October the 3rd, 2023 at 6:00 p.m. Item 1, County Mayor informed the committee on the animal shelter and control situation. Item 2, Sheriff Joyce McConnell and Sandy Metcalf, CFO, presented the following items. First item, Sheriff's Drug Fund Budget Amendment for the purchase and equipping of 4 mid-size SUVs for investigators. We had a motion by Commissioner Sanders, seconded by Commissioner Bryant, passed 7 yes, 1 absent, to recommend approval of the 122 Sheriff Drug Fund Budget Amendment.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Rose-Walter makes a motion, Commissioner Gewin seconds. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant?
2, inmate and medical charges. We had a motion by Commissioner Sanders, seconded by Commissioner Taylor, and passed 7 yes, 1 absent. Recommend approval of increasing the inmate and medical charges per the attachment.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Taylor makes a motion, Commissioner Spray seconds. Any questions on this item? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant?
3, Sheriff McConnell is requesting an additional inmate work crew and $70,000 from the ARP funds to equip a second work crew. We had a motion by Commissioner Bryant, seconded by Commissioner Taylor, passed 7 yes, 1 absent. Recommend approval of the request of the additional inmate work crew and $70,000 from the ARP money for equipping the crew. Any leftover funds not expended will be returned to that fund.
What's the will of the commission on this item?
So we concur.
Commissioner Bryant makes a motion, Commissioner Taylor seconds. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant?
4, jail training budget. Got a motion by Commissioner Cunningham, seconded by Commissioner Taylor, and passed 7 yes, 1 absent. Recommend approval of the 101 General Fund Budget Amendment for jail training.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Taylor makes a motion for approval. Commissioner Gewin seconds. Any questions, comments, discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant?
5, update on staffing issues. Both Sheriff McConnell and Sandy Metcalf discussed the staffing issues at the jail. We've had a meeting with supervisors to see what the issues are and what they can do. We have been before the Personnel Committee twice, and both times the committee did not have enough members to have a meeting. They have come to the Budget Committee to ask for assistance. We had a motion by Commissioner Taylor, seconded by Commissioner Hambrick, and the motion passed 4 yes, 3 no, and 1 absent to send this item back to the Personnel Committee.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Motion to approve by Commissioner Taylor. Do I have a second? Commissioner Hambrick seconds. Any questions?
A little bit of discussion.
Discussion, Commissioner Bryant, recognized.
I'm going to try to call yet another meeting, and that's what the Budget Committee tasked us to do. And if I can, I'm going to ask Ms. Dina to put that in the paper for November the 7th. I think that will be our Budget Committee night, and that meeting will be at 5:00 p.m. at Lincoln Central Academy Library. And all the members should get a letter to that. And we'd appreciate you attending if you could, because they have been, twice, and we hadn't had a quorum twice. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Any other questions or comments? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant?
Item 3, Finance Director Nix presented the following items. Christmas, New Year holiday in the January 2024 budget meeting. We had a motion by Commissioner Taylor, seconded by Commissioner Sanders, passed 7 yes, 1 absent to recommend approval of the January 9th, 2024 for our January budget meeting.
Okay, what's the will of the commission on this item?
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Guntherberg makes a motion for approval. Commissioner Mitchell seconds. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant?
2, 101 general fund budget amendments. We had a motion by Commissioner Bryant, seconded by Commissioner Taylor, and passed 7 yes, 1 absent to recommend approval of the 101 general fund budget amendments.
What's the will of the commission on this item?
Move with concur.
Commissioner Bryant makes a motion for approval. Do I have a second? Commissioner Sanders seconds. Any questions, comments, discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant?
3, 116 solid waste fund budget amendment. We had a motion by Commissioner Taylor, seconded by Commissioner Hambrick, to approve the solid waste budget amendment. We had a motion by Commissioner Ewing, seconded by Commissioner Caldwell, to take the solid waste director portion back to the Financial Management Committee. After much discussion, Commissioner Ewing withdrew her motion and Commissioner Caldwell withdrew her second. The original motion by Commissioner Taylor and seconded by Commissioner Hambrick was passed 6 yes, 1 no, 1 absent to recommend approval of the 116 solid waste fund budget amendment.
Okay, everybody understand that? I would entertain a motion. Commissioner Coley makes a motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner Mitchell seconds. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant?
4, MediaCom contract. We had a motion by Commissioner Bryant, seconded by Commissioner Caldwell, and passed 7 yes, 1 absent to recommend approval of the MediaCom contract and set a public hearing for 5:45 Tuesday, October 17th, 2023.
That public hearing was held. There were no comments on either side. I would entertain a motion for approval of that 5-year, 5% of the gross receipts on that would go to Lincoln County. It doesn't take effect till 2025. Okay. They get these things done long time before they become effective. It's basically the same contract we're under now. I would entertain a motion for that. Commissioner Nix makes a motion for approval. To have a second. Commissioner Young seconds. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant?
5, financials. We had a motion by Commissioner Sanders, seconded by Commissioner Cunningham, and passed 7 yes, 1 absent to recommend approval of the financials.
I would entertain a motion acknowledging the acceptance of the financials.
So, move with concur.
Commissioner Bryant makes a motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner Young seconds. Any questions? All in favor of acknowledging the acceptance of those, please say aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously passed. Commissioner Bryant?
Item 4, Chairman Cunningham recognized our Leadership Lincoln members, class of 23-24. That's all we have, Mr. Chairman.
All righty. Thank you, Commissioner Bryant. Next item, Madam Clerk, I believe we're ready for the notary publics.
I have Alana Taylor by Commissioner Guntherberg, Adrian Gay by Commissioner Rolls-Walter, Susan E. McCowan by Commissioner Cunningham, Sheila Faircloth by Commissioner Rolls-Walter, Melissa Massey and Tatum Lee by Commissioner Rogers, Emily Earl by Commissioner Young, Charlene M. Sullivan by Commissioner Nix, Tina A. Peel by Commissioner Nix, Megan Murr by Commissioner Young.
Any additions to those? Would entertain a motion to approve that list then. Commissioner Mitchell makes a motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner, we still get along, don't we?
Yeah, you did that earlier, though. I think it's when you called out Luxembourg. I thought you didn't do it again.
He likes publicity more than you do. Okay, it's been properly seconded. Do I, all those in favor of approval of that list, I'll get back on the subject, say aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Now we'll move into new business and I have two items. The one that we're in executive session, I would entertain a motion of that settlement if the commission sees fit. Commissioner Frazran makes a motion, Commissioner Gunthenberg seconds. We cannot discuss this in the public part of that, so I would entertain a vote at this time. All in favor of that settlement, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. It's unanimously approved. The second item is one, Tim Gill is not here, but you should have received, I've got it somewhere here. He's requested that there be 4 roads that I think he's recently paved that be signage go up, no through trucks. Ed, do you want to address this at this time?
Yeah, Tim's out of town, and he asked me to present this briefly. I think I understand the facts. Tim has already erected some no-through truck signs on these 4 roads, and because they're freshly paved, as I understand. The problem is, large trucks are making a shortcut through there, and they're tearing up his new pavement. So we definitely don't want that to happen. So the problem is, the troopers will not enforce a no-through truck sign unless it's approved by this commission. And they've indicated that they will enforce the no-through truck sign if the commission approves it. There are other ways to do this. You could put weight limits, but the troopers don't, as I understand, don't have scales anymore, so you can't really do that. You could put up a number of axles, but Tim didn't want to do that. He wanted to limit it to no-through trucks. Now, it doesn't mean no trucks, it means no-through trucks, making the shortcut. But that's about the thrust of it, Mayor.
Okay.
Is it the size of the truck? What size of the truck is no through truck?
There's no size indicated. It's just those making a shortcut through there.
So, gas truck? I mean,
Assumed to be 18-wheelers.
Huh?
Assumed to be 18-wheelers most
18?
times.
Okay.
When picking the truck, not a pickup truck.
Okay. Is that what the sign goes?
No, it just says no through trucks. No through trucks.
That's why a lot of those signs say no through truck.
But that will not affect any farmers or local businesses that are on those roads.
No, it's the folks, the through trucks, not just trucks, yeah. Those, making a shortcut.
I mean, farmers can't go between property through there? Because I know we got some farming operations out there around Terry Donovan Road that use that road a whole lot.
Commissioner Bryant.
We don't have a motion, but Terry Donovan Road, he's exactly right. There is a ton of farmers out my way that go down that road to get the granars in Alabama. And, this county road, they're county citizens, and farmers board is our biggest industry. And I know we got fresh pavement on there, but they've been going down those roads forever. And I don't see us we should stop them now.
Okay.
That's just me.
Are they using 18-wheelers, is that what you're saying, to transport?
Well, the granary, I mean, they're hauling grain off the barn, the granary.
But his intent is to limit
Yeah.
just the 18-wheelers, right? It's not.
They always do, they're one of them.
You could limit, as I understand, you could limit the number of axles, and maybe that would be more specific. This, it's a little vague. Granted, it's sort of vague, and whether or not someone could get around it, it's enforcing because it's somewhat vague. Then, I don't know. But you could do weights, but the troopers don't have scales, so that's not going to do any good. You probably could do axles. Maybe that would beef it up a little bit. And then maybe designate an alternate route. But anyway, but Tim left it at this. He was wanting to keep his no-through truck signs up. The troopers indicate that they will enforce it with those signs.
Mr. Sims, do we have a cost associated with repainting that and how often that's happening?
Oh, no, I have no idea about that. No, ma'am. I know it's expensive.
Any other comments before I ask for a motion one way or the other on this? I would entertain a motion, whatever the commission feels.
I move we do not concur with this recommendation.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second from Commissioner Walker. Any other discussion? Let's have a roll call on this, Madam Clerk. The motion is to not concur, not to limit on these 4 roads through trucks on this. A yes vote is to not do it. So if you do not want to limit it, you vote yes. It's a negative and a positive. So if you're for the motion is to not limit no through trucks. So if you agree with the motion, you're voting yes. Any questions? Everybody understand? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Coley? Sanders? Walker? Caldwell?
No.
Rogers?
Yes.
Ashley?
No.
Ewan? Mitchell?
Yes.
Spray?
Yes.
Tackett?
Yes.
Eldridge?
Yes.
Nix?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Haynes?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Bryant?
Yes.
Guntherberg?
Yes.
Frazrand?
Yes.
Hambrick? Rolls Walter?
Yes.
I have 17 in favor,
Okay.
3 voted no, and 4 absent.
Okay. The motion passed to not limit the trucks on these roads. Any other new business to come before the commission at this time?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I would just like to
Uh,
express,
Is there a second to that? Okay. There's not a second. You're recognized, Commissioner Rolls.
I just want to express gratitude on behalf of my family to the Flintville Volunteer Fire Rescue. We had a fire at one of my family members' homes, and they rushed in along with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, and they very selfless, diligent. They did a wonderful job. They prevented the fire from reaching the home, and I just wanted to express gratitude and acknowledge their selflessness. I appreciate that very much. They did a great job.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, we got a second. All in favor of adjournment, please say aye. Any opposed, no. We're adjourned.